Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon and good evening, depending on your location at the time you are watching this video. This is a liturgical teaching and series that I'm running to help educate my fellow clergymen. This video is not intended to undermine any priest, bishop, nor diocese. It is just for our academic exercise, So, quick one, let's take it again. Today I want to talk about the Anglican Church as a high church and a low church. Please take note, there's no way we can finish or talking about the Anglican Church and its rituals and liturgy in 6 to 10 minutes. These are just highlights. So if you may need more, you could inbox me, or if you have the privilege of meeting with me, we could sit and talk more. There are many materials and documents that could help you too. So please, this is not intended to undermine anyone. Quick one, what is a low church and a high church? In a high church is simply the Anglican Church that takes the full rights of the Roman Catholicism. Full rights of Roman Catholicism. These are a group of churches or the church that upholds the old tradition before the Reformation. They uphold the old tradition of the church, of the papacy, per se. And you could best see them here in the West, in the United States, United Kingdom, and other parts of the world, or even in West Africa, like Ghana and some parts of Africa. In this church, you could discover that the priest uses incense, candle, altar server, sings the mass, and all that. That church emphasizes more on rituals, on obeying the full rituals of the church. The setting of the altar and the inner church looks very different from that of the low church. In this church, the mass is said. They don't really lay emphasis on morning prayer and the evening songs. That is matins and evening songs. So every Sunday in this high church is a mass, just like the Episcopal Church here in the United States. So it must be celebrated by a priest. So that is a little about the high church. And in the high church, the gospel is not just read. There is what we call gospel procession. At this gospel procession, the altar servers, there's what we call a cross bearer, incenser, 2 candle bearers, and a missal bearer. They process right to the middle of the church, or sometime there's what we call procession. So they process towards the eye, in between the western door and that cardinal point. So they stop at that point. The missal bearer stays in the middle, The two candle bearer stays by the side. An incenser goes in front while a cross bearer stays behind the incenser. So once the priest announces the gospel, the incenser gives the incense to the priest, who sanctifies the environment before singing or chanting the gospel. At this time, everybody will be standing. If a bishop is in that service, he stands up with his mitre and his crucible. That is to authenticate the power in the word of God. These are the words spoken by Christ. While it's a little different with the low church. The low church, the priest reads the gospel from the chancel. At the right side of the chancel, he takes the gospel. So these are little differences. And during the consecration of the Eucharist, in most part, the high church chants the liturgy of the Eucharist, and also uses candle, incense. He also blesses water. In the high church, the priest is allowed to bless water or even sprinkle water in the high church. In the high church, the priest reads the rosary. He has the rosary. You know the beads? He says the rosary. In the high church, the priest hears confession. The priest hears confession. This is an Anglican church. This is not a Roman Catholic church. The priest hears confession. The priest believes in 7 sacraments, not 2. That is baptism, confirmation, penance, holy matrimony, holy order, and all that. While in the low church, the priest believes, or the faithful believe in 2 sacraments, the Eucharist and baptism. So this is a little about the high church. The high church is purely Roman Catholicism into Anglicanism, mixed into Anglicanism. So when you see, the next time you see Mass being celebrated on Facebook or YouTube, those are not Catholic. Some of them are not Catholic Church. There's a good part of them are Anglicans too. While in the low church, we don't lay emphasis on rituals. So I'm surprised at the low church now. I see most churches having altar servers. There's nothing wrong in modifying our liturgy, but we'll be careful not to mix it up. You have altar server that don't really have a candle bearer. You don't have an incenser. You don't have a cross bearer. And in the low church, the priest does everything. I don't know what altar servers will be doing. A lot of time I see it as distraction. While in the high church, the altar servers are seated right there by the priest to help the priest get things around and get things done. So this is about the high and low church. Now there is a particular thing I want to bring to our notice today. A gentleman of the priesthood. If you are not a bishop, please take note. This finger, that is the index finger and the finger for the ring, is kept for bishops for benediction. Index finger and the ring, this finger for the ring goes this way, and the bishop blesses the people this way. But if you are a priest, it goes this way. Please take notes. This is traced down to papacy. So it's a lesson for another day. Thank you, and God bless you.